first thing we're talking about now is obviously the address position. Hopefully you can see on there, if we put a line kind of through your jumper there, kind of where you were before. Okay, so in the past you were sort of quite hunched over the ball, quite rounded with the back and in a very sort of restricted position.
Right.
Then during the swing you were in the sort of mindset of trying to keep your head down, as we could see. So as you swung this golf club back now, okay, head's not lifting, but you've topped the golf ball and the swing looks quite short there and the ball sort of scuttling on the ground there, 50 yards or so, whatever. The feeling you want to have is once you've got yourself in a good posture and therefore the shoulders now are enabling to reach the ground, we can swing back, same good back, actually a longer back, so truth be told, that's your... There was your back. So now the club's going back further, which is great. And I think what's happening is now your back is straighter. It's freeing up the movement. You can make the move. You weren't constantly thinking about making a longer swing, were you? But you can see it's happening. So that's why I say if we can make static changes, a lot of things in the swing will happen. We're not thinking about these things. Like all we're trying to think in terms of swing is just allow the body to rotate more. So we swing back down the golf ball. Lovely strike as we can see. And we go through with it. And look where that club finished up there, you see. So that club's up by your left shoulder there, right foot way up on its toe there, a full release of right side, right knee, right hip, right shoulder, compared to that swing where it's all sort of staying down, clubs barely above your left shoulder there. Well, it's actually lower than your left shoulder, I think, to be fair. And a quite restricted, cramped, tight, tucked up swing. And again, I think from my point of view, in terms of the biggest thing, if you're playing twice a week, so... maybe more in the summer, probably more than 100 games a year, I would say, on average. Okay, if you're making a lot of swings, probably potentially, if you think you have 100 shots, probably 35 of them are putts. The rest are going to be fullish shots or chips and stuff. So 50, 60 shots per round, 100 shots. So it's a lot of shots you're going to hit. Your back is going to eventually get to a point where you go, a bit twingy. Because if you're trying to keep your head down and your body's not able to rotate and the back was rounded, a curve in the spine is not going to want to be able to rotate as easily. So just by getting a much better posture, free yourself up a little bit, it will enable that club now to come back down, hit the ground at the right spot, rather than being a bit too high and topping it, and then maybe you trying to get lower or drop yourself down or bend your knees during the swing, when the swing is less than 2 seconds.
And this would be exactly the same with the other irons?
For every club in the bag, even your driver. Okay, it'll be the same principle. All that will be different in terms of the angles. If we look at your spine angle there and there, if that's kind of, we said, was it 7 iron, your 6 iron here? So that's kind of your spine. If I do a green line, that will be your angle there. And there's your pitching wedge. So the ball nearer to you, the club is more upright. There's a more tilt to your spine. And then the yellow one here would be your driver. You'd be up there.
A little bit further away.
Exactly. So your spine is just going to tilt in accordance with where the ball is. Away from your feet, whether it's a shorter club like a wedge or a 9-iron or whatever, you'll be a little bit closer. So therefore, as you're close to the golf ball, there's a little bit more tilt. As you get longer with the club, the spine angle is more upright, which is why when you stood there with a driver, I said a driver, no, but when you stood with a driver, there was your posture. Upright was okay, but what you did then with the shorter clubs, rather than doing this, you just did this. And rounded off your back more and more and more. So the clubs got shorter and shorter. You just tilted more from sort of shoulder high and just did that with the body. So with the driver, you're up there now. Your body can sort of freely swing and give that tee pack a good old whack. And happy days. And as Hal was saying, you feel more confident with your driver. So you weren't then looking down for the ball where it was. You were sort of seeing the ball go down the fairway and enjoying the shot. Then when you top shots, as that mindset comes in, must keep my head down, stay lower. And then just the head was getting lit and you're just like, I can't move. And getting really, really sort of cramped up with those shots.
Practice this just with the...
Of course you can. I actually encourage a lot of people. Well, exactly. Get a welcome mat or something on the ground you could hit into and stuff. Get a bit of space. If you've got a reflection anywhere. For your point of view, what I would suggest to a lot of people is, if you're going to use, I don't know, a bit of AstroTurf or a welcome mat or something on the ground you get rather than damaging the turf, is put some tee pegs on the ground or whatever, so you're getting some contact with something. Because if you just make practice swings, we hear the phrase a lot, oh, my practice swing's great, Gareth, when the ball gets out, it's rubbish. If I make a practice swing like this and swing back and brush the mat, that looks lovely. But the club starts there, hits the mat here, when the ball gets there, I'm missing the golf ball. So you need to get some element of feedback from the practice swing. So it means putting down a tee peg and perhaps hit the tee peg towards a wall somewhere. It's not going to do any damage, obviously. You can chip the tee peg there, or even get some airflow balls. Sometimes people tend to use them if they want to go like 10 yards. Full swing, you won't go past that green cone. They're quite good, because at least then you'll know when you're in the golf ball at the bottom correctly, or whether you're topping it or missing it and so on. So, that kind of thing. But I think the key thing is for you, and I would suggest if you've got a reflection, even that golf club, you can just stand there, get into a golfing posture, Look at the mirror and see how you look.
Yeah.
And just get that position. The more we can get yourself into the position on the right there, the more your body can rotate and be actually more effective. Like we said, your backswing's probably increase in length by about 10 or 15% without you trying to.
Yeah.
It's just whereas before you were like this, you got back as far as you could. Now it's,
Yes.
oh, hang on, I can get around there.
Yeah.
And then that confidence will start building up over time, okay?
Yeah.
Like I said, first couple of games you might find you're starting to go back to instinct where you have to reach before and hit the ground behind the ball. Once you then sort of realise, it might take, again, 1 round, 2 rounds, it might take 9 holes, it might take 2 holes, I don't know. But once you realise there's no need to reach down because you can reach the golf ball now, that will then start becoming less and less of an issue.
Makes
Okay?
a lot of sense.
Good stuff. Excellent.